Grand Parade Investments is a Western Cape-based empowerment group which has interests in Burger King and Spur.
Aha, so this is why this one is on the list. Burger King South Africa, that's fabulous. So that's a big international corporation listed in New York. It's done some combinations of its own over there, but it came to South Africa with quite some fanfares, rolling out an aggressive in-store extension program with Sasol as partners and so on. And remember, this is a relationship. So Grand Parade is a significant shareholder in what is currently a loss-making, very fast expanding business. But then they've got Spur too.
They have. Is this going to turn into an incestuous environment like the property environment,
kind of
where
like
everybody owns
a
bit of it, somebody else?
In the Spur case, it's like a small empowerment interest rather than an operational stake. But they are very closely involved with the Burger King international people in the local market.
Market cap, you have 2.9 billion rand, a price to earnings ratio of 22.7 and a dividend yield of 3.3%. This franchise on the Burger King side has been successful.
Yes, very successful because they've led with very attractive pricing. I mean, you can get a pretty big meal from Burger King at a pretty low price comparatively, and the burgers are delicious. Again, you can customize them and leave out the gherkins or whatever you don't like. I should also, though, just point out that Grand Parade has a big stake in Grand West Casino, a 26% stake, which they're actually trying to sell because their partner in that venture, Sun International, has actually suggested that Tsogo Sun, another casino operator, buy it. And that's because Grand Parade wants to get more focused on this food industry.
In the fast food arena, almost put a portfolio together like a famous brand.
Yeah, so I suspect, in fact, that there will potentially be movement on that, although the competition authorities are sort of blocking it. So for the moment, you've got this company which has sort of got these other interests, but the underlying interest in this one is definitely the burger business.
Let's talk a little bit about the movement on that share price graph.
It's tricky because of the story I'm relating. So it's kind of followed the fortunes of Sun International. Clearly, Grand West has been a very successful casino because it's the major casino in the Cape metropolitan area, but there's potential for other licenses in that area and all sorts of other noise. So it's a slightly tricky one to say. It's a bit of a stab in the dark. The Spur interest, also there's a bit of debt associated with that, and then there's some other minor assets. But it is an interesting company, Western Cape-based community holding.
Just for the Burger King exposure, given the potential growth of that when they do hit Africa?
Look, it's a bit of a risky strategy to come into a market like this that has already got some quite powerful operators and to lead with an aggressive store expansion and an aggressive pricing strategy in order to try and capture market share. Because, of course, at some point you've got to work out how do you capitalize on that. So I would say it's probably better just to kind of watch with interest. And for the moment,
you're not going to call this one hot.
I'm going to go with not hot, which is a bit disappointing, but it's really just because there's a bit too much water that still has to flow under that particular bridge.
So it's really a wait and see scenario from your perspective.